Hey everybody, it's Elder Sharon with Christ the Ark of Salvation Ministries, and I want to thank you for joining the Ark on today. Hey, I have a word from the Lord for you. It is from Job, the 42nd chapter and the 5th verse, and it says, I have heard of thee by the hearing of the ear, but now mine eye seeth thee. I just stopped by to let you know that God told me to tell you that you are in good trouble. I know you're saying good trouble. You're saying that's an oxymoron. Yes, it is. But it's also a phrase that was used by civil rights leader John Lewis to mean necessary trouble. And so I just stopped by to let you know that the trouble that you're in right now, what you're going through, is necessary trouble. Now understand this. I know that I did not come for everyone, but if any of this fits the description of what's going on in your life, I am here for you. If it seems like trouble's not just on the right or the left, but it's on every side. If it seems like your life is topsy-turvy, if it seems like hell has come into your house and opened up a hole and demons are climbing up and down a ladder, wreaking havoc on your life, if it seems like you've never been through anything like this before, if it seems like that you have never seen anything like this before, if you've said to yourself, I've never been through anything like this before, then I have come for you, because the trouble you're in is good trouble. It's necessary trouble. It's necessary for your growth. It's necessary for your next. It's necessary for the next generation of you. It's necessary for your faith. It's necessary for the plans and the promises and the purpose that God has for you. And it's necessary for your relationship with God. Now, you know you wouldn't be fasting and praying as fervently as you are, reading the Bible over and over again, looking online for a sermon. You wouldn't be doing all of that if you didn't need God the way you need Him, if you weren't going through this good trouble. You know you're getting closer to Him. You got a GPS on Him. You know that you're tailgating Him. He cannot get away from you because you are living on His voice, His word, and His promise. You're living on the crumbs of what He said to you in the past. You know that right now, you're closer to God than you've ever been because you need Him like never before. See, that's why God's got you in this situation, because He's trying to grow you up. He's trying to get you closer to Him. He wants you to see His sovereignty. God is trying to do a great thing for you, but understand there is a process. Now, I know you're saying, well, why didn't He clue me in on the process, lady? How come He didn't tell me? He told me I was going to have this great thing, but He didn't tell me I was going to have to go through this great trial. But you know, if you know the Bible, you know that to whom much is given, much is required. You couldn't just go to the front of the line, get your thing that you're supposed to have, and not go through a process. No, God has to prepare you. God is a God of preparation. And if He had told you exactly what you had to go through, I guarantee you would have said, that's okay. I don't want to take this gig. You probably would have said, it's okay, Lord. Leave me like I am. I'll be mediocre. I don't want to go through none of that stuff. You know you didn't want to go through what you had to go through to get your patience. You didn't want to go through what you had to go through to understand forgiveness. You did not want to go through it, but God, in His infinite wisdom, had to take you through that so He could give you this. This is necessary trouble. This is good trouble. Understand, if God is going to do anything with you, through you, or even for you, your life is going to be disrupted. You're going to have some transformation, some transition. You're going to have some change. If you don't understand that, then you don't understand God. You don't even understand life. Life is full of changes. This situation is all about chapter 42, verse 5. It's all about you and me knowing God. It took Job 42 chapters to know who God was. He went through everything that he went through to know who God was. Understand, before Joseph got to the palace, he had to go through the pit. Job, all of that stuff, all that trouble he went through before he got double. You do understand that the children of Israel had to go through the Red Sea before they got to the promised land. David, before he became the king, he had to fight the giant. He had to fight Goliath. Before there was Isaac, there was Ishmael. Ishmael. And there's some Ishmael situations in your life. They're fake situations. You know, the enemy is trying to convince you that this is the promise, but you know this isn't what God told you he was going to do for you. So you know this is an Ishmael reality. You're looking for your Isaac reality, and God is bringing you and taking you to that. As soon as you get out of this good trouble, this necessary trouble, God is going to raise you up and he's going to give you what he promised you. Oh, you don't have a specific promise? I got you, no problem. He's going to make you the head and not the tail, above only and not beneath, the lender and not the borrower. That's what the Bible tells us. That's what God is going to do for you. And then he's going to do whatever he promised to do, because he is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of man that he should have to repent. If he has said it, then he is going to do it. He's going to get you out of that good trouble. Let's take a look at somebody who was in some good trouble, Lazarus. And there was Martha. And Martha called for Jesus to come because her brother Lazarus got sick. And you know, Jesus was friends of theirs. He used to come to the house and kick back and everything. And so Martha thought it not robbery to say, can he come and heal Lazarus? I mean, she had witnessed him healing all these other people. And so now her brother is sick. And so she's saying, Jesus, can you come and heal your friend Lazarus? But Jesus didn't come. I mean, he didn't come until 4 days after Lazarus was dead. Lazarus had been dead. Lazarus, his friend, had been dead for 4 days before he showed up. And I know some of you are feeling that right now. You're feeling like God didn't show up when you needed him. You said, why didn't you show up before they sent me the foreclosure notice? Why didn't you show up before they arrested them? Why didn't you show up before my bank account got to zero? But he is saying the same thing to you that he said to Martha. He said, hey, Martha, I got this. I am the resurrection. I'm the resurrection right now. Whatever you're going through, whatever's dead in your life, whatever's stinking in your life, I can resurrect it. I can fix it. I can fix the foreclosure afterwards. I can make a not guilty come from the arrest. I got you. I can heal you after the cancer diagnosis. Understand who I am. See, he likes to stack the deck against himself. He's like that. He wants it to be totally, completely impossible for you to take care of it before he comes in and saves the day. And there is nothing that he can't do. Your good trouble is all about you seeing who God is and knowing who God is for yourself. Because after you get through this trouble, you will never again have to question who God is in your life. Look, it's about a deeper relationship with him. It's about you understanding his sovereignty. See, it took Job 42 chapters to understand that God was sovereign. Yeah. I mean, God had to go through this whole dissertation with him. This whole, were you there? Were you there at the beginning? Were you there when I did this? Were you there when I made the ostrich stupid? Were you there for any of that? How dare you? How dare you? He was in the presence of God. And the presence of God is always going to humble you. There is no way to be in God's presence and not to be humbled. Because when you are in his presence, you know how small you are and how big your God is. And that's what he's trying to show you. He's trying to show you that he's sovereign, not just to humble you, but so that you understand that your God is the biggest guy on the playground, and there's nobody in your life that can bully you that he won't take care of. I know the enemy's trying to bully you. I know it's hard for you to even get to sleep at night. Some of you are taking pills to go to sleep, and some of you can't hardly drag yourself out of the bed every morning. But God, he is big enough. He is great enough to handle any situation, any demon out of hell that's trying to come up upon you. That's what this is about. This is about growth. This is about his sovereignty. This is about him letting you know that he is God. This is about your faith. This is good trouble. This is necessary trouble, necessary for your next. He can't take you where he's trying to take you if you're not prepared, if you don't have everything you have to have, if you don't have every weapon that you need to have, if you don't have forgiveness in your arsenal, if you don't have love and peace and joy in your arsenal, if you haven't learned how to endure like a good soldier, if you haven't learned any of that, How can he send you out? Before he sent the disciples out 2 by 2, he taught them, he walked with them, he showed them things. And that's what he's doing with us. He's showing you, he's taking you through the process. He is walking with you before he sends you out, before he gives you what he has promised you, before he totally and completely blows your mind. In verse number 42 and 2, Job says, God can do everything. After he went through all that he went through in those 42 chapters, conversations with God, the presence of God, after he went through losing everything, after he went through all of that good trouble, he was able to declare that God can do everything. And that's what's going to happen with you. Once you get through this good trouble, this necessary trouble, you'll be able to declare that God can do everything. You'll know it in your heart and in your mind, and there'll be nothing that the devil can bring upon you that you don't understand and know that God can fix. See, in chapter 3 and 25, he declared, the worst thing that could have happened to me has happened. And some of you are saying that now. This is the worst thing that could have happened. But just like Job, when you get to the 42nd chapter of this situation, you'll be able to declare God can do everything. Hey, I just stopped by to let you know that God's got you. That I know that it looks bleak, that things are happening and at the worst time. That you're concerned about your Christmas and presents and gifts and how things are going to work out. But I promise you it's going to be okay. I promise you that this is good trouble, that God is going to make this up to you. That after this, after you get through this good trouble, this necessary trouble, this process, this transformation, this change, this transition, that God is going to raise you up and he's going to give you that which he has promised. He's going to do exceeding abundantly above all that you can ask or think, according to the power that worketh in you. I just stopped by to let you know that you are in necessary trouble. Well, that's my time. And this is what we call a short stack. I'll see you the next time at the Ark.